Hi everybody and welcome back to another weekly reading vlog. It is now the 9th of April. I hope I have my dates right. It's Friday afternoon. I'm done with work for the day and we're going to start a new book. If you didn't watch last week's reading vlog, I'm doing weekly reading vlogs for the whole month of April because April is typically every year my best reading month. So I thought, why not document it? And we read 4 books and over 2,000 pages last week. The Nyx by Nathan Hill, which was like a political contemporary, and we also read the whole Darker Shade of Magic trilogy, which was like a fantasy series. So we're starting off with a new book today. I'm just about to make a cup of tea and get stuck in, and that is Angels of Darkness by Caleb Carr, and this is the second book to The Alienist, which I read last April and then bought this right off the back. Was like, have to get the next book. I loved it so much. I actually bought several of Caleb Carr's books, and I also read there's one about time. The name escapes me, and I read that. My husband read that as well, and we both really liked it. But this is like a mystery series of like a Victorian 1897. I think it's set in America, yes, New York, and it just is kind of just like a mystery series. And I read The Alienist and I really liked it, and then I wanted to pick this up, but I just haven't been in the mood for it since. I'm looking for a publication date because, oh no, it's the next one's coming. So the first one was published in the early 90s. This was published in like 97. And then I think there's a third one coming out this year. So it's obviously been like a 23-year gap or whatever between the novels. So that would be even interesting to read when it came out. But it's been exactly a year since I read the first one. I remember like the general plot, but maybe not so much about the characters. But I'm sure that will all be refreshed in here. And it's just what I'm in the mood for at the minute. Also, I love these like kind of smaller mass market like trade paperback size for the good weather, because even though the weather's kind of turned and went cold now, there's the cat trying to get in. Sorry if you can hear her kicking at the door. She's worked out how to open the door herself, so here she comes. And the weather's kind of turned, but when it gets hopefully a little bit better, these kind of sizes. Did you open the creaky door and then run into the tripod? Lovely. Come on up and say hello. This is Turnip. We call her Nippy for short, even though Nippy is just as long as Turnip to say, and she is blind, hence all the running into things. I know, I'm right here. So she's looking to go outside, so I have to go and put her outside. But second, in a mystery series, these size are good because you can throw them in your handbag and take them to the park, wherever you need to go. And that's what we will be talking into today. And I'll probably just update you tomorrow with how far I get, because there's no way I'm getting through all of this today, but I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Good morning. It is Sunday morning. I did not update you guys yesterday, but I did not start Angel of Darkness. I went to start it and I had downloaded the audiobook from my library, and I was going to listen to the audiobook while reading and kind of do it together, which is something that I like to do, especially for longer books. And the books that I find with my dyslexia, books that where the dialogue is written in like the accent of the characters, is very difficult for me. So I find audiobooks help with that. I remember the first one, there was a lot of like New York dialect was how the speech was written, and that I struggle with that. But I downloaded, there was 2 versions, and I didn't bother to think, oh, there are 2 versions, they're probably different. And I downloaded the abridged version that was only like 4 hours long, which obviously is not enough for a 700-page, 800-page book. So I have put the full version on hold at the library. Someone else has it out, so I have to wait for that to come in. But I have actually started and finished a book since I last checked in, and I should have showed you guys yesterday because it was actually a book that my brother loaned me, and that was Black Spire, which was a Star Wars novel. And I met up with him last night to return it to him because I'd finished it, but I didn't have it then to show you guys this morning. So I finished this. I have not run it through like a review yet, but I'm thinking it's going to be a high 4 or a low 5 stars, but I'll get back to you on that when I actually sit down this afternoon and like think about it. But this was just a Star Wars book about a spy who was working for the Resistance called Vi, and she goes to Blackspire Outpost, which is the setting of Galaxy's Edge at Disney World, which I have been to. And it was just cool reading about like a setting that you've actually experienced, and the story really tied into the lore, and it was just a lot of fun. But it was well written and the characters were good, and you wouldn't have to know anything about it. It's just kind of like a standalone, so that was pretty good. And I'm going to start now Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. Never read any Terry Pratchett, but I want to read Discworld, and I thought this would be a good way to kind of get into his style and see if I like it. And Neil Gaiman is very hot and cold for me. I've read some of his books and loved them, and some of them I just thought like, eh. So there's a cat scratching at the door to get in. So yeah, I don't know much about this other than Angel and Demon trying to stop the end of the world or bring about the end of the world. I have no idea. End of the world, an angel and a demon, and I know it's a TV show at the minute, but I just wanted to read it to give, because I always feel like giving Neil Gaiman a go, because some of the stuff I love and hate, so I want to like find out more of his stuff. And yeah, it'll be a bit of a taster into Terry Pratchett, and I do have the audiobook for this one, so I'm going to listen and read, and that's what I'm starting this afternoon. Not be reading much today. The final of the Masters starts at 3 o'clock and goes right through to like midnight, so I'll be absolutely glued to that. So not much today, but I'll update you at the start of the week and let you know how much of this I'm able to get through. It's Tuesday and I'm just home from work. You can probably hear the kettle boiling in the background. Here's the cat coming to say hello. And I wanted to update you guys on how Good Omens is going. I am over 320 pages in. No one wants to see your butt. You come up and sit on my shoulder if you want. Okay, you come up here. That's it. There you go. Is that okay? Yeah. So over 300 pages in and about 100 pages left to go. I'm really enjoying this. The pacing is a bit weird, and I definitely don't recognize much of Neil Gaiman in this. I've read a couple of his books. I've never read any Terry Pratchett before, so I'm really enjoying the writing style, so I'm hoping that's more Terry Pratchett, because then I could get more into some of his books, and Discworld has been on my radar for a while. So I'm hoping the writing style is very Terry Pratchett-esque. So if you've read this and you know Terry Pratchett's work, let me know down below, because it would speed me up in reading more of his works, I think. But I'm enjoying the story. It's quite funny. At the start, I was a bit put off by, there was just like one chapter of one random person who you never saw again. But now that we're getting to the end, there certainly is like a lot more of those stories being brung in, and didn't get much reading done over the weekend. That's why I still haven't finished this, because I was watching the golf and then I've been busy at work. And tonight I'm really in the mood to play Breath of the Wild, so I think I'm going to stick that on and play some of that tonight. But I still think I should be able to get this finished tonight, or maybe even get up a little bit earlier in the morning and get it sorted before work. So I'll update you guys tomorrow, but hopefully I will have this finished. But my hold for The Angel of Darkness still hasn't come in yet, so I have no idea what my next read is going to be. I have my TBR cart over here. Well, it's a cart with one is my TBR, and I have all my library books that have been there for over a year, because I can't get them returned because the libraries are still closed. I'm thinking of maybe moving them elsewhere, because I've read all the ones of them that I want to read, and maybe organising tomorrow some books upstairs, reorganising some stuff and picking up some stuff that I'm like really excited to read soon. What is this gymnastics for? Did you miss me today? So yeah, if I organise those books, I'll certainly film it and talk you guys through what would be on my TBR for the next week or so. But hopefully by tomorrow I will have finished this and I can give you guys a review. But I think at the minute it's probably standing at a high 4-star. Hi everyone, it's now Thursday. Is it afternoon yet? It is just afternoon, like 2 minutes past 12. And I finished Good Omens this morning. It ended up, when I reviewed it, being a really high 4-star, but not quite making the 5-star mark. I think because there was parts where I did not know what was going on, and even though it tied together at the end, I still think it could have been done better. I need to take my shirt off, it's absolutely roasting up here today. But as I said, I'm going to go through these a little bit and kind of pick out some books that I want on my TBR, because I really have no clue what to read next. Are you going to come help? So, I have one book that I have to pick out, and that is The Lady's Paradise, because I am doing Eurovision-a-thon, which starts on the 24th. And this is one of my books for my TBR. I have 5 books on my TBR for it, but this is the only book that I have physically. It's this book, 3 ebooks, and then an audiobook. So this is the physical book. So I have to set that aside. But what else am I in the mood for? Oh, this is hard because see, the weather's on the turn. Like, it was freezing yesterday and roasting today, and the weather can really impact what I'm thinking of reading next. What do you think, Nippy? Do I want a long book, a short book? If you're gonna cry, you'll have to go downstairs. Now sit down. Right, you can go downstairs. There we go. Everyone always thinks I'm so mean because she comes in and cries and I put her away. But it's only when I'm filming. She's blind. So when I'm speaking out loud, she gets really panicky because she wonders who I'm talking to, basically. She starts just running around the room crying, trying to find the other person. So if I'm on the phone or making videos or like on FaceTime with my mum, I have to put her in another room because it just really, really distresses her because she can't work out who I'm talking to. So when she comes up here when I'm filming and cries and I'm putting her away, it's not because I'm angry at her or because she's annoying me or interrupting the video. It's because she gets really, really distressed because she's like, is there another person up here? Who is it? Like, who are you talking to? So that's why I always get rid of her when she comes up and cries in videos. So let's have a look. Oh, this is hard. I haven't had to pick a book from like my TBR for ages because I've always been like, oh, I want to read this next and just go to it. I haven't had to browse for ages. I'm gonna take the first book of this Alexander series out, which is like a Grecian kind of mythology kind of trilogy. I don't know why there were 3, 2, 1 in my shelves. Let's swap them 2 over. Which I don't know much about, but when I looked them up on Goodreads to mark them as like owned, there was quite a lot of good reviews, and it says like massive international bestseller, but I've never heard of it. It's about, was it Alexander the Great? Yeah, I'm pretty sure like he is a historical figure, but this is just like a fictional account of his life. It's fictionalized, but it's based in truth. What else could we read? Let's pick a kid's book out to read. Excuse me, lol. No one can work out if this is a dog or a cat. It was my granny's, and I love it. But no one is quite sure what animal you're meant to be, so you can stay there. So I'm going to pick out The Sword and the Stone. I love Arthurian legend and anything to do with kind of like the mythology around Arthur. And I also I was going to write that, Arthur, High King of Britain. But I have a feeling I want to keep that one because that one seems a bit more serious. And I've never actually read The Sword and the Stone. So let's take that out. That's 3. I'll probably want like an ebook and an audiobook in here somewhere, but let's pick another 2 so that we have plenty of choice. We could start a series because we don't really have many series on the go at the minute, so we could, well, I guess that Alexander's actually the start of a series. I'm trying to pick something that's different. I'm going to try this again. Everyone said I would love this. I was so excited when I found it in a charity shop at a good price. And well, there's my actual bookmark. I got to chapter 11, which was how many pages. Doesn't actually have page numbers. Oh, it does at the top. Like 60-ish pages. And just didn't not like it, just wasn't feeling it. But I feel like I really would like it. So I'm going to take this out again and put it on my shelves. It'll maybe motivate me to have another go at it. This is how I pick books, Joel. How do you pick your books out when you're ready for something new to read? Oh yes, let's do a reread as well. Oh, or do we go for that one? Torn between the two. I'm gonna go with Frozen Fire. This is a reread for me. But I read it years and years and years and years and years ago. And I didn't ever get rid of it. The dust jacket is somewhere, I'm pretty sure. But for Hannah, all my best wishes, Tim Bowler. It's signed by the author. I was invited with my school library to go to an event where Tim Bowler was talking just about being an author and all different things. I really don't remember because I was like maybe 13 at the time or so. Let's see, when did this book come out? That'll maybe give us an idea. And I read this book for going because we had to. It was part of like the gig. 2 kids were picked from every school to go in the area, and you had to like read one of his books and come prepared with a question for him. 2006 was when this came out, so that's probably when I went in 2006, and this was probably just his latest book, and I picked this one. I really enjoyed this. It's about a girl. Her mother's dead and her brother is missing, presumed dead, for years and years and years. And she lives with her dad, and her dad's out and she's in the house on her own. They live in the country and there's a massive snowstorm and her dad can't get home, so she's in the house on her own. But she starts getting these texts like, I'm watching you, and like seeing footprints in the snow, and she like tries to like find out what's happening because nobody can come and help her. And it's quite scary and tense, but it's not like nefarious. It would be perfectly okay for someone of that like 13. Like, it's not like a rapist or anything after her, do you know what I mean? It's tense and it's suspenseful, but there's nothing really bad happens in it, so it would be perfectly okay to give to like a younger age of a teenager. You don't have to worry about like bloody murder or anything. So I'm going to put that on for a little comfort read in case I just want to reread something, because I have not read that in donkey's years. And I actually own Bloodchild, which is another Tim Bowler book, which I have never read. So maybe if I read that one, I'm really enjoying it, because I can't even remember really what it's like. I just remember loving it. I'll maybe then give this one a go. And why not? This is just calling to me down here, and I've never read it. I bought it when the hype was big and I saw it cheap. Caraval by Stephanie Garber. Normally when there's books hyped around them, I don't run to them, but it does kind of stick in your brain, like remember hearing all the good things. And when you see it for like a couple of pounds somewhere, I tend to pick it up and tend to give it a go, even if it's 10 years down the line. So I saw this cheap in a charity shop or something, and I thought, you know what, a lot of people did like that, and even though it's not my bag, it must have some merit. So that's what we're going to pick out. So we have Caraval by Stephanie Garber. This is a magical realism, I believe, surrounded around a circus. Frozen Fire, which is like a, it's not middle grade, it's higher than middle grade, but it's not YA either, it's kind of in the middle, and it's like a suspense thriller, and that's a reread. Sword in the Stone, which is new to me, but I love Arthurian legend, and I've seen many adaptations of Sword in the Stone on TV. The Lady's Paradise, which is for my Eurovision-a-thon TBR, which I will be doing a video on, probably the week that you're watching this video, next week for me. Station 11, which is not really a reread, it's a re-go. I'm going to give it another go and see if I can get in the mood this time round. And Alexander, Child of a Dream by Valentino Mamesso Manfredi. You can work out how to pronounce that yourself, but yes, pick these up. One, because I love Grecian stories, and they were absolutely, this whole series is gorgeous. So this is Yellow and Bronze. 2 is Orange and Silver. And 3 is Red and Gold. So that pulled me in, but when I got home and looked them up, really good reviews, absolutely international bestsellers, been translated into like 37 languages or something, so I'm looking forward to this. So that's our little stack. I'm going to take these down now to the TBR cart, and after work tonight I'll start into one of these. Hello everyone, sorry for the wet hair, I'm just out of the shower. It is Thursday, but not the Thursday after the clip that you just seen. It's the following Thursday, and I haven't filmed any updates for a week. I was really sick last Thursday, and I had to call off of work, and still Friday I wasn't feeling better, and by Saturday I had to go to the hospital and get antibiotics, and I just really wasn't myself until maybe Tuesday, and then I just haven't filmed any updates. I did start and finish Station 11, and I really liked it. I forgot that it was about a flu pandemic, which was maybe a little close to home, but I think that also maybe helped it seem more realistic and get me more invested in the story. It's a cat. Hello, darling. I still haven't officially rated it yet, but I think it'll be a high 4 stars for me. And I'm just gonna have to leave the vlog here. I've nothing really more to say, and I am gonna start a vlog now for the last week. So this is kind of the 2 weeks in one, but you're missing one of the weeks. Can you be quiet? This is what I talked about in my last video about why I always take her out when she comes in if I'm filming, and it's not because I'm being mean. It's because she doesn't like it and she just cries. And it's not because I'm not paying attention to her, it's because she's blind, and when I'm talking she thinks like there's someone else in the room and she panics. So I'm gonna go now. Finish this. Really liked it. Haven't started anything else, to be honest with you. I've just been playing a lot of Switch and like trying to feel better, but I am feeling better now, and the weather's really nice, so I'm gonna be doing a lot of stuff outside probably the next week and not that much reading, but hey, that's the way life goes. So I have to get ready for work now, and I guess my update tomorrow will be in the new vlog, so keep an eye out for that. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe, and I'll see you in my next video.